everybody, welcome to ABA Inside Track, the podcast that's like reading in your car, but safer. I'm your host, Robert Perry Cruz, joining you for another fun preview edition with my co-hosts.
Hey Rob, it's Diana.
And it's Jackie. Hey there.
It's your signal.
Oh.
We already went.
We did. Oh, we already went. Doesn't work.
And you also are not supposed to say 2 or 1.
No, you go 3.
Yeah, that's right. That's good.
Guys, don't nod your heads.
Wayne's World.
It's Wayne's World, everyone. Hi. But this isn't actually a podcast where we discuss our favorite movie, Wayne's World. This is a podcast about...
It sucks and it cuts.
This is a podcast about behavior analysis and behavior analytic research. And this is our newest preview episode, the 58th preview episode. I know.
Oh my God.
We're almost over the hill at 60.
That's true. So every other week...
over the hill at 40.
Yeah.
You know,
or 50?
The hill keeps going.
Yeah, it's now a new hill.
Every week is a new hill.
hill.
So every other week we do these little preview episodes to let the listeners know what topic we'll be discussing next week and therefore what research we will be talking about so that you have a chance to find the research and read it yourself so you can send us emails telling us how wrong we got it. No one has done that, but you could totally do that if you wanted to. You'd be the first. We'd read your emails on our show. So because it is in America and it's specifically in our school district, it's about the end of the school year when this is coming out. I think it's what are we? School just ended?
Yeah.
School just ended.
School's out for the summer.
So we thought, what better time to bring up a topic of school refusal behavior, because it's better to learn about something new that might be tough to handle when you don't have any school to refuse.
Yeah.
So school refusal behavior. This is something that I think we used to call just truancy, but it's actually a lot more complicated than that. And you will learn all about it on next week's full-length episode. So let's talk about what research we'll be reading, shall we?
Sure, I love that.
Sure.
Now, I want you guys to listen closely to the authors of this and tell me what sounds similar from article to article. Ready? Here we go. The first article we'll be discussing is a preliminary analysis of a functional model of assessment and treatment for school refusal behavior by Kearney and Silverman from Behavior Modification, 1990, way back when.
I was 10.
Then the next, Treatment of School Refusal Behavior in Children with Mixed Functional Profiles by Kearney, Pursell, and Alvarez from Cognitive and Behavioral Practice 2001.
I was 21.
You were not 11.
Ugh.
And then Moving from Assessment to Treatment of School Refusal Behavior in Youth by Kearney, Chapman, and Cook from the International Journal of Behavioral Consultation and Therapy 2005.
I was 25.
Yep, and then if you would like some more background information on the prevalence of school refusal, we're not discussing this article in a lot of depth, but we do mention it a little bit. School Absenteeism and School Refusal Behavior in Youth, a Contemporary Review by Kearney from the
Clinical Psychological Review.
I couldn't find the title. Clinical Psychological Review 2008.
I was 28. So it is not the birth date of the birth year of myself. It's not how old I was.
These articles
those differ.
Yeah.
I think I know.
What?
I think they're all about school refusal.
That is true, but we already knew that because it would be a terrible episode if you picked multiple articles on different topics.
Except for grab bag.
It would be, well, yeah.
This is too hard, Rob. I have no idea.
I don't know.
There was one author that was the
Kearney.
same. Yes.
Christopher Kearney.
He's like like Brian Iwata is to functional analysis. I think Christopher Kearney is to school refusal behavior.
Nice
So
SAT prep right there.
yeah.
It does seem
I don't think they
right.
do analogies anymore,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And most high school children
St.
would be
Nicholas
really.
is to Christmas.
Yeah.
Christopher Kearney is to
I don't know if that's
school refusal.
apt. It sounds like then he comes to children's homes and gives them school refusal behavior. I don't know if I like that.
I like it.
If I like that analogy quite so well. So yes, he's really the guy. I started researching school refusal behavior
Pat
about it.
Fryman is to thumb sucking.
Yes, exactly.
Why did
or
you
wearing
start-
or wearing sunglasses at night.
Well, he's great at that, so we're not going to fault him for that at all.
So
how did you find yourself researching school refusal, Rob?
Because I found out it was a thing and nobody knew anything about it. So when nobody knows anything about something, as a good behavior analyst, what do? We research it.
We look it up.
Yes.
Hey,
And
Smarty.
I found
know
a
that.
ton of research, and it was almost all either from Christopher Kearney or he had something to do with the research. I think there's some other school refusal research out there now, but it's more about the general concept of just general absenteeism, which like we'll talk about in the episode is not the same as school refusal behavior. So he's a common author, but he found something that he was interested in learning about, and he researched it. So
all the way when he was a doctoral candidate, all the way till now.
Yes. So
he's written several books on the subject.
He has.
Rob, do you know what Skinner said?
Yeah, a lot of things, but what specifically are you thinking of?
What did
when you find
Skinner
something
say?
interesting, do you know what he says to do?
Do it.
Drop everything and study it.
Just like Buddy Cole from The Kids in the Hall says, keep on doing what you do until it's done.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Very
so you're
good.
just following the footsteps of Skinner.
Yep.
And Christopher Kearney.
And Christopher Kearney.
Yeah.
And Buddy Cole.
And Scott
Buddy
Thompson,
Cole.
who plays Buddy Cole. Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, so that's our topic next week, school refusal behavior as these hot summer months begin, at least here in America. And I don't know if they're going to be hot everywhere in America either, but it's summertime,
hotter
at least
than
here.
winter.
It's hotter than winter.
Right.
Yeah, so that's it for our discussion of what we're talking about next week. Let's move into errata. And this is our section of the show where we share things that we have kind of found either on the Facebook page. If people send us emails, sometimes we'll read those. Sometimes we just sort of shoot the breeze about whatever exciting topics might be going on. And
Breeze.
for this week, we had a couple cool Facebook posts that we wanted to share. If you have not been on our Facebook page, which is just facebook.com/ABA Inside Track, and usually they get out on Twitter as well. We try to put up a post every day related to either science, behavior analysis, autism, sometimes just something kind of goofy. And just to have something fun for everybody every day of the week. There's always something new out there, right? So Jackie, you got those pulled up?
Yeah, I got some things I want to talk about. So ABA exam prep just featured us in their new ABA community spotlight. So thanks.
Thank
on
you.
their website.
It's on their website. So yeah, you should check them out.
ABAexamprep.com.
Right.com.
They will also prep you for the BCBA exam.
Yep.
In case you couldn't guess that from their title.
Yeah.
That's really cool. We did not pay them to do that either, which is even
No.
better.
No.
We
I love
pay them,
that.
it would be
Just
kind of
said it
lame
was
if we
cool, which is very
discussed it.
cool,
It was so
thanks,
sweet
guys.
of them.
But if there's any students out there who want to get some info while they're driving, they have a BCBA exam prep audiobook.
Wow.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, it really
That
is.
might be a fun thing. Even if you've taken the exam, maybe just kind of brush up on some of your terminology.
Or you could just lapse on all your CEs and then have to retake the exam.
Or be a masochist and say, rather than go to a couple conferences over the
Right?
next 2 years, I'll just study for that exam again.
Oh man. So in the comments of that feed, is that what it's called?
The post, I believe.
Post.
Sorry.
Or are you talking about on our
Facebook over
Facebook page, or are you talking about on ABA exam?
On our Facebook page.
Oh, it's on our Facebook page. This comment will be found there if you want a
Yeah.
citation.
It's Maura Thomas. Hi, Maura. She's a student in a BCBA program, and our podcast has helped us understand ideas she's learning in class. She's currently taking a course on single case, and thanks to us, she feels like she already has a grasp on social validity, ABAB design, and multiple baseline. Thank you. Those
Wow.
words are
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And she said not only that, but our podcast is entertaining. She likes the relationship we have with each other and our banter. And I wanted to tell her that we've known each other for like 100,000
Yep.
years, like 15 plus years we've been hanging out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We have all shared a hotel room while Rob and Diana have been married.
Yep, that happened.
And Rob got me a really great present one year
Mm-hmm.
for my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And Diana and I worked together.
Yeah.
So we got a lot going on.
Oh,
We have
yeah.
a lot of interconnections.
We knew each other before there were any romantic relationships between the three of us,
Yeah.
and after and before there were any children.
To be clear, there are only romantic relationships between the two of us.
Yeah.
You and Jackie, I understand.
Yes.
Exactly.
Duh. And yeah, so she said that she's a podcast junkie and things.
I wonder what else she listens to.
I know. What else do you listen to, Maura? Let us know.
Let us know.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for new ones.
Me too. And so we just wanted to give her a shout out because it's hard to be a student in a BCBA
is.
program.
Mm-hmm.
We make our students
is
do
a lot
a
of work.
lot.
We
a
sure
lot
do.
of work.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, but you know what? This is gonna be good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes them very prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So that's pretty awesome that happened. And we also put a link to a article on the Facebook page about colleges facing increasing number of students seeking learning accommodations. So that's
That's a
kind of
good one.
interesting. It's a good thing to think about. No one's really talked to that about or with us yet, but I think that it'd be cool if you did. If you wanted to just read that article and tell us what you think about it, and we can have an open discussion about it.
I think I'm always excited. I know there was one, I think it would have been a couple weeks ago. It feels like sometimes the pattern of those posts is, well, I'll put up a post, and I know this one was specifically about suicidality among teenagers on the rise, and the mental health crisis that we have, at least here in this country, and I'm assuming most places in the world. And somebody was able to post, and I apologize, I don't have the post in front of me, but they just sort of mentioned their own experiences working with, mental health and suicidality. And it was nice because it was hearing from, I think, another behavior analyst who was working somewhere new in a field that I honestly didn't know. I feel like every time we come up with a topic, we're like, I don't know if behavior analysis does anything with this. Someone emails us or writes to a post saying, I do that, and it's always very cool to know that there are other behavior analysts out there, and we're not just all working with children with autism, which again is a very noble pursuit and an excellent use of your behavior analytic skills,
Right.
but not the only use of
Right.
behavior analytic skills. So we really love it when people share on those posts because it gives us a better sense to know, kind of who's out there in the community.
Yeah. And then I want to do one more shout out. Diana put a fun post up about what you can do this summer.
Oh, that was Rob.
Oh, even though it says you.
Yeah,
It was
I
Rob.
might have posted it from Diana's computer or Diana's phone.
Oh, well, anyway, it was from Rob about special education and working in the summer program. And he gave you some fun lesson ideas based on popular movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
So someone,
That's a good one.
Yeah, someone in the comments suggested that they were going to have a superheroes theme.
Oh, it's
And
good.
I'm real jealous. So if you want me to come over and dress in my cape and mask, I will.
All right.
Yeah. So that's what I've got going on the Facebook page.
What do you guys think about the end
Thanks.
of Infinity War? Speaking of superheroes, really?
Can you believe it?
I don't watch that.
What a twist!
Remember?
I haven't seen that movie.
I know you haven't. You begrudgingly leave the room, I think, when we turn those on and I watch them with our young boys.
I don't watch anything.
Except for Guardians of the Galaxy. You like that one?
I like Hallmark
I do.
movies
I do like that one.
and The Bachelor.
Yeah.
You know why? It's because I listened to the book on tape, the CD on tape, over and over and over again in the car. And I don't need to see Iron Man now because I've listened to Tony Mumbles Stark do it on the DVD or the CD
I'm sorry.
in perpetuity.
Do you guys want to know one of my most prized possessions?
Sure.
It's related to superheroes.
Yeah.
I have an old Captain America comic book written by Stan Lee, signed by Stan Lee.
Does it say Excelsior?
No, it just signed by Stan Lee.
Does it say Rob?
I don't remember. It might say to Rob Stan Lee.
Oh, cool.
I don't remember. I know it has.
What's
I
your new
put,
name?
I put it away. I put it. It's in a box.
To Rob Stanley.
To Rob Stanley.
And someone said you should get that like comic graded and like put it in a fancy thing. And I was like, I'm not going to do that.
Well, maybe.
Maybe I will someday.
Well, anyway, it was fun, guys. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. And one final note on Facebook pages. Usually on Saturday I try to post Bad Science Saturday, where I find a post where something in science is not so good. And I try to find ones that are funny as opposed to depressing. But, some weeks there are hundreds and hundreds of terrible science snafus going on, and some weeks there are none. So if anyone had that, honestly, I can find like 30
Or it's
posts.
the same topic.
Or it's the same one over and over and over. Yeah.
We all know the bad science ones out there that we see a lot
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
So if anyone, I find lots of exciting posts. And if you have posts, you can guest share posts on the Facebook page, or you
Yeah.
can email us links. We love that. But specifically, if anyone comes upon anything that is hilarious and has a way to show that science is not always super smart, or is engaging in
Using
junk science,
Yeah.
please share those with me. I love those very much. And they are the hardest ones to find because, I could find something about anti-vaccine movements, every single week, but I think people would tire of them after a while. So I try
I'm
not.
tired of them.
I'm tired of those anti-vax.
They're bothersome.
The anti-vaccine scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. So please do so. Or else comment on the page. So that's it for our preview episode. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you guys both for being here.
Thank you.
Oh, sure.
In the meantime, before our full length episode gets out, like we talked about, you can check us out on the Facebook page, on Twitter. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or anywhere podcasts are sold. And please do subscribe to the show. These go up on YouTube as well, as do our full length episodes too, if you are interested in seeing a blank screen and listening to our show rather than listening on your phone or computer. What else? Oh, and our email, abainsidetrack@gmail.com. Well, we'll be back next week with our full-length episode all about school refusal. But until then, keep responding. Bye.
Bye.